Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, on va étudier numbers in French, les nombres en français. OK? Donc, on va commencer. Let's start. What are cardinal numbers? So, numbers used to indicate the quantity of objects is considered as cardinal numbers. Okay? So, one book, 8 cars, 71 people, etc. Now you might be wondering, so what are the other types of numbers? So there can be something now in linguistics, you can consider there's cardinal numbers, there's ordinal numbers. So ordinal means order, right? So the ranking of the object. First book, eighth car, 71st person, right? Like that. So for example, I have two bottles, right? Two bottles. So that is cardinal number two, right? This is the first bottle. So that is ordinal number. And there's one more type, which is considered as frequentative number. That is like once, twice, thrice, right? So today we're studying cardinal numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What we learned as a kid, basically. So numbers used to indicate the ranking. Okay, that is ordinal numbers. I already talked about it. Cardinal numbers, one book, 8 cars, two bottles, stuff like that. Okay. Les nombres cardinaux, number one. Ah, okay. So let's count just like a kid. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, dix. Bravo. Now you've already learned numbers 1 to 10 in French. Okay, so let's go through that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, one more time, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now let's move on. 11 is 11. 12 is 12. 13 is 13. 14 is 14. 15 is 15. Now you might be wondering, will you have to do this going onward all the way till 100, 1,000? No, you won't have to do it. I would say you would have to memorize 1 to 20, and then going further, it's gonna be more of a pattern that you use. Okay? So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Félicitations, maintenant vous avez appris les nombres d'1 à 20. You learn numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, so let's go through 1 to 20 one more time slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, what about 0? Zero. Zero. Okay, so here I have it. Zero. Okay, now let's look at the multiples of 10. So that will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, and maybe 100. I'll look into it. So, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 60, 70, 80, 90. 100. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. By now, you might have noticed there's some patterns going on. So let me just go back one slide. Here you can see that I've highlighted three numbers in yellow. 17, 18, 19. What is happening? So here we're saying 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. Okay, only for 17, 18, 19. This is the rule. 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. Okay, similarly here 70 is 60, 10. 80 is 4 20s. Okay, I think, is it correct on my screen? Or it should be this way. Whatever, you get the point. Right? 20, 4 20s is 80. And 90 is 4 20 10. Okay? So you'll have to do a bit of math, I guess. But basically, I would say just memorize it. It's gonna be fine, you know. So 10 is 10, 20 is 20, 30 is 30, 40 is 40, 50 is 50, 60 is 60, 70 is 70, 80 is 80, 90 is 90, 100 is 100. Remember one thing here, you're adding a S. Okay, for 80, you add a S. Okay, it's like 420s. Okay, 80, 420s, 80, right? Now, let's take a look at the pattern moving ahead from 20. Okay, 21 is 21. 21. I'm saying this T. I am not saying this T. Okay, 21. Okay, 20 and 1. 31. 30 and 1. 61, 71, 81, sorry, 80, 91. Okay? 21, 31, 61, 71, 81, 91. For 41, 51, the pattern is the same. 41, 51. Okay? Just remember here, after 71, 81, you're not doing 81. Even I mess that up sometimes. That's okay. But the correct pronunciation is 80. Okay, 80. 81. So 80. 91. For 2011. Okay, so for 2010 was 90, for 2011 is 91. Okay, but once you go ahead of 1 for the 2s and the 3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you don't have to add the and. Okay, so it's going to be 22, 23, not 22. Okay, not 22, 22. 23, 24, 35, 46, 57, 68, 69. I hope you can see what patterns you need to understand while learning the French numbers, okay? So 1 to 20, I would say just memorize it, but uh, moving ahead from 20, you need to understand the pattern. So whenever there is a 1, right? So 21, 31, 41, know this pattern, okay? Whenever there's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ahead of the tens, right? So 22, 32, 42. You basically just add a hyphen and the number. Okay, 22, 22, 23, 24, 35, 46, 57, 68, 69. Okay? Once you cross 69, things are slightly different compared to English, obviously, where we start doing this. 70, 60, 10, 71, 71, 72. So 71 is 60 and 11. 72, 60, 12, 60, 13, 60, 14, 60, 15. 60, 15 means 75. Okay, so for saying 70, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Got it? So this is 70 to 80, 80 to 90. So 80, 81, sorry, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Okay, 90 to 100, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, so someone born in 1997, right? They will say the year as, or anyone basically will say the year 1997 as 1997. 1997. That is 1997. Same with like saying things like 99%, right? That would be 99%. Okay, 99%. Percent. Okay, and 100 is 100. Moving ahead, so 100, right? 100, 100, 1000, 1000, 10,000, sorry, 10,000, 10,000. So this X becomes silent because there is no vowel ahead. 10,000, 100,000, million, milliard. Okay, milliard is billion. Now you might be wondering why I've put this point here, right? So in French, instead of using a comma, right? So in English, we would use a comma, right? Here, you would use like a comma, 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 right? So in French, instead, they use a point. And it's the opposite. So for decimal places, you would use a comma. So if you would want to say 4.5, you would do 4 comma 5. Okay? Yeah, this is the English notation, right? Or at least I have noticed it in English. I don't know which other languages also use it, but in English you do see that we use commas, right? And it might vary from countries. I know like in India, for example, this place would come over here, right? So 3 zeros, comma, and then you would have a comma here because we use the lac and the crore system. But anyways, my point here is that in English we use commas, but in French you would use point. Okay, and that's all for today's lesson. I know there's a lot of stuff to learn here, especially if you're at a beginner level. then this can be a bit overwhelming. What I would suggest is at the beginning, you want to learn 1 to 20. As a beginner, you want to learn 1 to 20. A few weeks later, perhaps, if you have some more knowledge of French, start doing this. Okay, you have to know till 100. If you're at like French A1 or A2, that's when you need to know 1 to 100. Okay, if you're in B, you probably already know French, like French numbers. If you're at level B1, B2, right? So that's all for today's lesson. And yeah, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup et à tout à l'heure. Au revoir.